to get the equation of a line when you're given a point and the slope. And so there's this other formula that's really good to know. It's called point-slope formula. And just like the name implies, you basically use it when you have the point on a line and the slope of that line, and you want to get the equation of that line. So that formula is y minus y1 equals m times, in parentheses, x minus x1. And so here the y1 and the x1 are just your x coordinate and your y coordinate of your point that you have. And the m is just the slope. Okay, so what if you had a problem and it said, okay, you have a line, the slope of that line is 3, and one of the points on that line is 2 comma negative 3. What's the equation of that line? That problem, there's plenty of problems like that you'll probably see in your class. And so what you do is you just take these values, right? Oh, and with this point here, 2 comma negative 3, that's going to be, this is like going to be your x1, right? And this is going to be your y1. In regards to this formula. So, what you do is you just take all that and you plug it in, and then we'll go from there. So, and the y here and the x here, you just leave as y and x. So you write your y, right? And then it says minus y1. So minus, and then y1 is negative 3. So we'll say minus negative 3. Okay, and then equals m, which we know is 3. Okay, and then remember you leave the x there. And then it's minus x1, which is a 2. Minus 2. Okay, so this actually is the equation of that line that these two things describe. So technically now we're done, but we could simplify it and make it look a little prettier. In fact, why don't we go ahead and put this into slope-intercept form, like before, just to make it look nicer. So what we could do is we could simplify this side, right? Y minus negative 3 is the same thing as y plus positive 3. So we could change that to y plus 3 over here. And on this side, we can distribute this 3, right, to every term in the parentheses. So 3 times x is 3x. Okay, and then 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Okay, looking good. And so we want the y to be by itself for slope-intercept form. So let's subtract a 3 on both sides. Cancel that out. And then so on this side we're going to have y equals, and then over here we have 3x, right? And then negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. So the equation of the line that has a slope of 3 and goes through the point 2 comma negative 3 is y equals 3x minus 9. Cool. Okay, let's try out another one of these with the point-slope formula. So what if they instead told you, find the equation for a line that has a slope of negative 1/2 and includes the point 2 comma 0. So just like before, we're gonna go, let's use blue this time. We're gonna go and just put those values into our formula. So start with y, right? And then minus y1, we know y1, this is x1, this is y1. y1 is going to be 0. Okay? Equals m, which is negative 1/2, times x minus x1, right? So we put an x here, and then x1 is 2. Okay, so let's simplify this. Y minus 0 is just y, right? And then if we distribute this negative 1/2, negative 1/2 times x is just negative 1/2 x. Negative 1/2 times negative 2, here maybe I'll do that over here for you. Negative 1/2 multiplied by negative 2. Change negative 2 to a negative 2 over 1, right, to make it a fraction. Same thing because we're divided by 1 just makes it the same. Remember, we're just going to multiply across. So we'll do negative 1 times negative 2, which is positive 2, right? And 2 times 1 is 2. So 2 over 2 is 1. And it's positive. Notice it's positive because we took a negative number and multiplied it by a negative number. Another way to think about that is what's half of 2 is 1. Okay, so the equation of this line would be y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Okay, now that we tried a couple together, let's see if you can try this one on your own. So same thing as before, except now we have a slope of negative 2/3, so negative 2 over 3. And the point is negative 3 comma 4. So go ahead, pause the video, give that a try to find the equation, and try to put it in slope-intercept form also. And unpause the video when you're done. Okay, cool, hope you tried that. Let's go over it together now. So remember, just like before, we're going to just plug in our, let's click on that. We're just going to plug in our values from before. So y minus y1, so the y value is 4, right, in our point. So y minus 4 equals m, which is negative 2/3, times x minus x1. So x minus, and then the x value, x1, right, is negative 3, so minus negative 3. And then remember, subtracting by a negative number is just the same thing as adding by that number. So minus negative 3 is the same thing as doing plus 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify this. Let's multiply this negative 2/3. Let's distribute it. So negative 2/3 times x is just going to be negative 2/3 x, right? And then negative 2/3 times positive 3, I'll do that over here. Negative 2/3 times 3, right? You could say 3 over 1 if you want. And there's actually a little trick here. Since you have a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom, they're just going to cancel, right? Because 3 over 3 is 1. And you're just going to have negative 2 over 1, so just negative 2. Okay, so this is going to be minus 2. And then on this side, we still have a y minus 4. Okay, and then add 4 to both sides, right, so that we can get this y by itself. Okay, so that's going to cancel out. And then over here, we're just going to have y equals negative 2/3 x minus, oh, and then, sorry, we have negative 2 plus 4. So that's actually going to be, 2/3 x plus 2, right? So hopefully you got the same thing on yours.